Hey guys, this is Karthikeya Kanpal from Apex FinServe and we're back with the daily dose of charts for tomorrow's trading session. But before we start with the trades for tomorrow's trading session, out of all the trades that we had yesterday, we had two triggers today, and one hit the target and the other one hit the stop loss, namely IndusInd and Apollo Hospitals. Other than these two, we didn't have any equity trades on the watch list. However, the indices, they followed our analysis to the T, and we made decent gains in the index, particularly Bank Nifty, about 250 points ish. I hope you guys had a good green trading session too, and I hope you are actually making use of the index analysis that we have been discussing, because it is more or less exactly what I use to plan my trades, so you do get a rough idea beforehand. Now, before wasting further time, let's start with the trades that we have for tomorrow's trading session. With the first one, as usual, SR Transfin. Now, SR Transfin, it has made a lower high today. So now the idea is to short at a pullback of the recent swing leg, which would be about today's entire movement, the downside that has happened. So we'll be taking a short position at about 45 to 50% retracement of that level. So that comes out to be somewhere around 685. So we'll be taking a short position at 685, stop loss going at 693, and the ideal targets being 1% from your point of entry as usual. Now coming to the second script that we have, Apollo Hospitals. Now Apollo Hospitals, it has faced a big vicious selling pressure, a big down move. Now the thing is, you can either go aggressively short at about 30-40% retracement at this point on the upside, but what we'd like to do personally to be slightly on the safer side is, I am anticipating some sort of a flag formation at this point, simply considering the movement that has happened before the earlier structure. If I consider this particular up move, so that would have been a flag, but that has been invalidated, and now it is sort of forming a flagpole. So there might be a corrective channel and then down break or breakdown, sorry. So we'll be taking a short position under the recent swing low or the lowest point until this moment. So we'll be going short under 1565, 1564, stop loss going at 1580. Now this is going to happen only if that corrective channel has formed and then broken down, or if that flag formation is not going to happen, then it might simply fall flat on its face, or worst case scenario, it won't trigger. Now keep in mind that just because I am waiting for the flag formation, for the pattern formation, does not mean that I'm trading the formation. I am going to trade the breakout only and not the formation. That is why it's a sell under 1565 and not somewhere near 1570ish. So we'll be going a short under 1565, stop loss at 1580, and the ideal targets at 1% as usual. Moving on to the third script that we have, Just Dial. Just Dial is pretty simple straight. Yesterday, if you remember, I told you guys that we'll be going for a short position at the upper ceiling. So that was not triggered today. So we are simply bringing it down a notch to somewhere of a resistance level in between the range that it was in. So we'll be going for a short position at 375, stop loss above the earlier range at 380, ideal targets being 1% as usual. Now moving on to PEL, one of our favorite scripts and one of the most volatile ones too. Now PEL, we'll be going for a long position, simply because this up move that has happened, it has sustained the selling move or even the profit booking, however you might want to see it. It's not really that strong because it is not making any strong distinctive lower lows or far lower highs. It is more or less sustaining these levels. So we'll be going for a long position at earlier resistance, which should now act as support. So we'll be going for a long position at 1435, stop loss at 1420, and the ideal targets at 1% as usual. Moving on to IndusInd Bank. Now IndusInd Bank will be going. IndusInd Bank is very simple. We have this demands on the support level that has acted out again and again at 500. Since it is a good healthy round figure, it might also be acting as a strong level of psychological support. So we'll be going for a short position once that is broken on the downside. So we are going to go sell or short under 500, stop loss going at 507, and the ideal targets being 1% as usual. Moving on to the final script that we have, MFSL. Now MFSL, Well, we are going very conservative here. We are going to wait it out until it interacts with the quality demand zone that we have, nearest demand zone that we have at 530. So we'll be going for a simple long trade at 530, stop loss going well under that at 524, and the ideal targets being 1% as usual from your point of entry. Now we have two trades which are going to be using SLM order types tomorrow, Apollo Hospitals and IndusInd Bank. Other than that, all of them are bracket orders. So there shouldn't be a time consuming affair to place the orders tomorrow. Now coming to the indices, Nifty and Bank Nifty, as usual, starting with Nifty. Coming to the chart side of things, well, there's a slight problem when we talk about the charts on Nifty. When we talk about quality demand and quality supply zones, so we don't have a lot of them. So we have one at 11,000, which is the supply, and we have at 10,800, which is the nearest quality demand zone. Now the problem that we have is that is well a 200 point range, that is a 2% point range. So personally, if I were to be conservative, if I were to be looking for trades, in a sure-footed manner or in a conservative approach, then I would take trades only near these two zones. Other than that, it doesn't really make sense for me to jump half-heartedly into trades. But well, in such cases, you can take support of the option chain. So when we talk about the option chain, we have immediate resistance at 10,900 with about 850,000 added contracts. Significant resistance at 11,000 with 2.1 million added contracts. Immediate support. My bad. Immediate support at 10,800 with 368,000 added contracts. Immediate support at 10,700 with about 670,000 added contracts. Now, one small thing to note is, well, the calls have been added, a bit more aggressively than the puts. So the option writers, they are pretty skeptical about the up move that is going to happen, or even if it is going to happen. Let's see what happens. I personally would like to enter a short position somewhere near 10,940, 10,950, because there's a small supply zone at this point. If I were to draw that, if I were to draw one, I would have a small supply zone over here, but this is not a quality supply zone that I would consider, because the move is not really as impulsive or as much. So let's see how it happens. As I said, my personal bias would be either to go short near 10,950 ish or to go long near 10,800 ish, depending on how Nifty opens tomorrow. Of course, as always, do not jump into trades as soon as the market opens. Wait for at least 30 to 45 minutes so that you can analyze the candle body structure and have some sort of bias before deciding your stance on the indices. Now moving on to the next index that we have, Bank Nifty. Now I am really very pleased with the way Bank Nifty has been following up on our analysis. Like, we have a bias, we have these levels and everything, and well, they are being respected almost every single day since the last 3 weeks. So Bank Nifty has been treating us with a lot of love. It has been showering us with a lot of love lately, and I hope that does carry on. Now Bank Nifty, when we talk about strictly the charts, so we do not have a immediate quality demand zone, or no, we do have one, but we don't have multiple demand zones at this point. So it is in a way, you might consider this as your last immediate leg of support at 21,000. If it does break that, we might see a quick 300-400 point down move. But what we have in Bank Nifty right now is a tight range. We have a range between 21,000 level and 21,100 ish, 21,150 levels. So unless and until this range is broken on the upside or the downside, well, that is going to decide where Bank Nifty is going to go. If it breaks 21,150 or 21,200 levels on the upside, it might see 21,500 back again. If it breaks 21,000 on the downside, it might see 2,600, 2,500 back again. Now when we talk about the option chain, we have your immediate resistance at 21,300 with 183,000 added contracts. Important resistance or significant resistance at 21,500 with about 440,000 added contracts. Your immediate support at 2,900 or 20,900 with 90,000 added contracts, and significant support at 20,500 with 134,000 added contracts. Now the thing to note here as well is, if you compare the number of contracts that have been added on the put side and the call side of things, well, here again you can see that call writers have well loaded their contracts almost doubly as aggressively as the put writers. So here again, the writers are pretty skeptical that well, these levels are going to be sustained. But let's see what happens. I personally would prefer to wait out this small 200 point range on Bank Nifty. Depending on which side it breaks, I might enter aggressively if it's a impulsive break, or wait for a pullback and then enter. Now, this decision is not to be taken right now. It is to be taken in the live markets after, as usual, 30 to 45 minutes of price action is observed, and we have bias and a stance of the kind of position that we want to take on the indices. Now, these are all the charts that we had to discuss for today, guys. As usual, if you want any of this content, if you want the watch list or the option chain analysis, or well, the index charts for live market, you know, for live market guidance help, whatever you want to call it, you can always find all of this on the Telegram channel. It is posted every day before 9 a.m. The channel link, as always, it is there in the description below at the rate Apex Finserv. And one good news, we are now on Twitter and Instagram as well. So if you are following us on Telegram, on YouTube, you might as well follow us on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, we do aim to update the watch list a bit more regularly than the Telegram channel. We might as well share some charts in the live markets for you to keep in your eye and jump on a trade if you see it fit. Now, as always, if you like the content that we have been posting, if you like the charts that we have been discussing, don't forget to like, share, subscribe the channel, and well, click the bell notification icon. And if you do genuinely like the content, then show us some love, show us some support. Hit up the Twitter account as well, hit us up on Instagram as well, so that you don't miss on any further updates. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night, guys. Bye.